Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis have been managing the chaos of their respective brands every week. There have also been times when the two general managers worked together comprehensively to tackle big situations. One such alarming problem has recently emerged this week, which has posed a great deal of trouble to Aldis, and the latter could seek help from his counterpart. The SmackDown general manager could ask Adam Pearce to fire Paul Heyman after what the latter did this week. An interesting development took place on the Blue brand last night when the Wiseman brought Drew McIntyre back on SmackDown, revealing him as the fourth member of Braun Breaker's team for the War Games match at Survivor Series. The Scottish Warrior was suspended by Nick Aldis last week for attacking a WWE referee. However, Heyman bringing McIntyre back infuriated the SmackDown GM, and the latter was seething in rage. There is a good possibility that Adam Pearce could suspend the Hall of Famer next week on Raw at Nick Aldis' request. He could deem Paul Heyman's actions subversive and imprudent. However, just a week after Pearce potentially bans Heyman, he could suffer a brutal attack at the hands of a returning Brock Lesnar on Raw. The Beast Incarnate could make a stunning return by unleashing havoc on the Raw GM for suspending the Wiseman. Lesnar could go on to join Braun Breaker's team for the men's War Games match at Survivor Series. However, the above angle is entirely a speculative scenario based on the current storyline. It will be interesting to see how things shape up in the coming weeks. Adam Pearce has been at loggerheads with the Vision lately on Raw. A few weeks ago, he took the World Heavyweight Championship away from Braun Breaker, and also deprived him and Bronson Reed of the opportunity to participate in the #1 contender battle royal for the World Heavyweight Championship on RAW. Despite his best efforts, Paul Heyman's boys have still been causing problems for Pearce. They have become a bugging problem for him lately. There is a good possibility that the Raw general manager could send an ultimatum to the Vision next week for what they did last night on SmackDown. He could send a spine-chilling warning stating that Breaker and Co. cannot simply storm into any other brand and invade the shows. This could give rise to an interesting situation on Monday Night Raw, further intensifying the rift between Adam Pearce and the Vision. However, this is purely speculation at this point, and only time will tell what happens. It will be fascinating to see whether the Vision creates more problems for Pearce on Monday night. WWE fans are once again buzzing as a new wave of backstage tension begins to surface between two of the company's most influential authority figures, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis. With both men fighting to maintain competitive dominance for their respective brands, their disagreements have started crossing beyond creative directions and into questions of discipline, loyalty, and control. Now, a shocking new rumor has emerged suggesting that Pearce may be forced to consider the unthinkable, firing a WWE Hall of Famer following alleged pressure from Aldis. Although nothing has been confirmed on television, the speculation has taken on a life of its own, fueled by suspicious on-screen exchanges, cryptic comments from talent, and unusually tense behavior from both GMs. The entire situation appears to revolve around a Hall of Famer whose recent actions have reportedly caused several problems behind the scenes. While WWE has not revealed the identity publicly, fans online have pieced together multiple clues pointing towards someone who has been unusually active, outspoken, and sometimes disruptive in recent appearances. The idea that a Hall of Famer could be fired might sound extreme, but in the modern era of WWE, especially under Triple H's leadership, anyone who interferes with business operations or disrupts creative plans is fair game for disciplinary action. And considering the kind of respect these legends normally receive, for rumors like this to even exist indicates something serious may have happened. The drama allegedly began when Nick Aldis raised concerns during a closed-door meeting about an incident that occurred at a recent joint brand event. According to reports, the Hall of Famer in question allegedly took matters into his own hands during a segment involving several SmackDown stars, making unplanned changes, going off script, and placing multiple performers in difficult positions. Aldis, who has built a reputation for strict structure and order on SmackDown, was reportedly furious, believing the stunt embarrassed his roster and jeopardized the show's professionalism. Pearce, on the other hand, has always been known for handling locker room issues quietly without escalating tensions. However, this time the situation may be out of his hands. If Aldis submitted a formal request, something many insiders believe he has, then Raw's general manager might be expected to take disciplinary action, even if it means making a controversial and historic decision. A Hall of Famer being terminated for misconduct would instantly become one of WWE's most shocking behind-the-scenes stories of the decade. To understand the magnitude of this rumor, one must look at the dynamic between Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. Unlike the authority figures of the past, their roles are not just for television. They also represent the real-life internal structure of WWE's brand split. Pearce oversees Raw's top stars, creative flow, and weekly roster management. Aldis, meanwhile, has become one of WWE's fastest-rising backstage forces, earning praise for his leadership style, his commitment to elevating talent, and his refusal to tolerate distractions. But their competitive nature has slowly escalated into a brand rivalry that feels personal. Each GM constantly tries to one-up the other, secure talent for his roster, and deliver the superior broadcast. When a Hall of Famer's actions begin crossing brand lines, it becomes more than just a misunderstanding. It becomes a political situation neither Pearce nor Aldis can ignore. So what exactly happened that could warrant a firing? The alleged off-script incident reportedly resulted in miscommunication during a match layout, leaving Aldis scrambling to recalibrate the flow of his show. Several talents, both rookies and veterans, were said to be uncomfortable with how the Hall of Famer inserted himself without approval. Some even felt he used his legendary status as leverage to override creative plans that had been finalized earlier in the day. Aldis, deeply protective of his brand, is believed to have viewed this as disrespect toward his authority. Pearce, meanwhile, is in a difficult position. He is known for maintaining strong relationships with WWE legends and ensuring they receive proper treatment and opportunities. Firing a Hall of Famer, especially at the request of another GM, would not only spark controversy, but also set a new precedent about accountability within WWE. Still, Triple H's new era has focused heavily on discipline, respect for the process, and equal treatment across the board. Gone are the days when big names could manipulate backstage decisions. If the Hall of Famer violated internal guidelines, punishment may be unavoidable. The fans have responded to these rumors with wild speculation, with names such as JBL, Booker T, and even Rey Mysterio being tossed around online. While some of these guesses are unlikely, the fact remains that WWE has featured many Hall of Famers in active or semi-active roles over the past several months. Any of them could theoretically be the person involved. As for Aldis and Pearce, their relationship has not looked stable in recent weeks. Their interactions on Raw and SmackDown have been noticeably colder, with both men subtly taking shots at each other's brands and management styles. WWE's social media team even highlighted the tension, further pushing fans to believe something major is brewing. If this storyline becomes public on TV, it could lead to one of WWE's most intriguing inter-brand political arcs in years. But will Pearce actually fire a Hall of Famer? The short answer: it's possible, but unlikely unless the situation escalates further. WWE values Hall of Famers for their influence, history, and connections to the audience. Terminating one is a drastic measure and would not be taken lightly. More realistically, the company could issue a suspension, limit future appearances, or force the Hall of Famer to apologize both on-screen and backstage. Another possibility is that WWE turns this real-life tension into a storyline, allowing Aldis and Pearce to continue their feud while involving the Hall of Famer in a dramatic television confrontation. That would not only protect the legend's status but also generate strong ratings and engagement at a time when WWE is preparing several major events. However, there is a real sense that the company wants to send a message. No one is above the rules. If the Hall of Famer truly disrupted the show or disrespected Aldis' authority, then Pearce might be forced to make a difficult decision in order to maintain harmony between the brands. At the moment, WWE is keeping everything quiet, leading many to believe that the truth will unravel in the coming weeks. Whether this ends with a firing, a televised conflict, or a behind-the-scenes resolution, one thing is clear: the tension between Pearce and Aldis is far from over, and the Hall of Famer caught in the middle may soon face consequences no one expected. As WWE continues pushing toward a more competitive and structured brand environment, moments like these show just how high the stakes have become. A Hall of Famer potentially losing his position at the request of another GM would mark a new chapter in WWE history, one driven by discipline, authority, and accountability. Fans will be watching closely to see how Adam Pearce responds, whether Nick Aldis doubles down on his concerns, and how the Hall of Famer reacts if the situation becomes public. For now, the possibility remains open. The backstage whispers grow louder, and the WWE Universe is left waiting for the next dramatic revelation. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.